Hi, I'm Bruce Goldfarb, author of 18 Tiny Deaths, the Untold Story of Francis Glessner Lee and the Invention of Modern Forensics. Since we're all socially isolated these days and all book events have been canceled, I thought I would read for you a story that I wrote in around 2010. And this story is based on actual events. It's titled, My Son, the... A few years ago, my then 16-year-old son received a provisional work-study offer from a three-letter federal agency involved in national security that I really shouldn't name. It isn't a good idea to annoy a kid who could have me. I wondered what interest has in a teenager with a fondness for macaroni and cheese who leaves his shoes all over the place. Had those hours of dedicated study of Grand Theft Auto finally paid off? It would be an actual job with nearly $20,000 in annual salary and a security clearance. The offer was predicated on successful completion of a rigorous screening process, including a background check and polygraph exam. Had to complete an application package more than 40 pages long. He had to document every visit out of the country, a couple of trips to Niagara Falls, a few visits to family in Toronto, a train ride from Upper Michigan with the grandparents. Had to list the dates of the visits, the destinations, the nature of the travel, the people he traveled with, and who he met during the trip. This exercise provided the agency an extensive list of gift shops in popular tourist spots. I realized that we're in a new era of... But we're talking about a 16-year-old kid who tends to sleep past noon and is chronically unable to write down phone messages. Is the agency developing a cadre of teenage... Secrecy seems to run in the family. Maternal grandfather is an engineer who worked for almost 30 years on secret weapon systems at Lockheed Martin's legendary Skunk Works facility in Southern California. Super secret stuff. Black projects. During one snowy Thanksgiving weekend visit, his wife, my former mother-in-law, told me that in all those years, she didn't have the vaguest notion about her husband's work. He never talked about it. He never discussed a project, never griped about colleagues, never said a word about work at all. I've never visited his office, she said. I don't have the clearance to go on the premises. All I have is one snapshot of his desk. That one photo is all I know about his work. I'd always thought that his father and son and I could talk about just about anything. I suppose that may not be the case anymore. Naturally, I have a lot of concerns and questions. For instance, does the agency have a gift shop where I can buy a t-shirt that says, "My kid can your kid," or "Proud parent of a student," bumper sticker? One night, while helping me bring in the carry-out food, stopped me on the back porch. He informed me that he'd passed the background check, and the last remaining step before a formal work-study offer was the polygraph exam. The instructions for preparing for the polygraph and going through security are 3 pages long, and he needs a ride, of course. This is starting to get serious, told me. A few weeks earlier, I had jokingly referred to in a Facebook post of... He asked me to delete it, and I did. I won't talk about anymore, I assured him. I won't say anything to anybody. I won't even joke about it. It's nobody's business. I guess that about covers it then, he said. Our relationship underwent an imperceptible seismic shift. It was a milestone, like the realization that he'd grown too big to hold down and tickle. Ultimately, the work-study program filled up and wasn't chosen, despite successfully passing the background check and the polygraph exam. Confidentially, I think they just didn't want to deal with shoes all over the agency. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that. If you're looking for something to read, spending a lot of time indoors, I might suggest a good book from Sourcebooks, now also available in the UK and the Commonwealth from Octopus. You can follow me on Facebook and Goodreads. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter. I hope to hear from you. Go ahead and subscribe. Who knows? I may do this again. In the meanwhile, thank you very much. Bye-bye.